Shalom, innkeepers. Prayerfully, everyone's having a blessed day. All right, we're going to cover how to create a reservation in 2 minutes or less in SynXis Property Hub. Prayerfully, with these tips and tricks and a little bit of practice, you'll be able to achieve that. First thing we're going to do is go into our front office up here in the left corner and select new reservation. Going to take us into our create a reservation page here. Of course, the customer is gonna want a price. So to quote a correct price, we need to know the check-in date and checkout date. You need to know what kind of room they're looking for, the number of people they're traveling with, and if they're traveling with any animals, any pets. Different hotels charge different fees for pets and for room types. On the room types are out here. Um, these are different. They're always different. Generally, you'll have QQ for double queen. You'll have a K for a king. Usually something with an S in it, SK, that's a king suite. SQQ might be a double queen suite. Um, Two-room suites will have like 2S, whatever. Usually handicap accessible rooms will have a P in front of them, PK, handicap accessible king, PQQ would be an accessible double queen. On the number of adults, ours goes up after 2 adults per room. And you'll notice right here under the nights, it says adults. And generally, if it's set up correctly, as you hit this plus on the adults, it will adjust the price over here to the right accordingly. But anything we only allow 4 per room, 4 adults per room in our hotel. It's different everywhere, but generally it's going to go up after over 2 adults. And someone's doing a walk-in too, and they booked the room online, and they only have 2 adults, and they come in 4 or 5 deep. You might want to get with your GM about how you would add those charges, maybe in the sundry if it's suppressed, or add it onto the reservation before you check them in. Anyway, right here is how you add additional adults. And after you do that, you're going to select to make sure that you got the check-in and checkout dates, if they're traveling with any animals, and that's how you'll know the correct price to quote them. So just come over here once you find the correct room type, what kind of room they're wanting to rent. We just go over here and click the little arrow out here that's going to do the drop down on the room type. This bold, this bold price here is going to be the before tax price. The lighter one is going to be the TTL plus tax. That's going to be the out the door price, taxes, fees, and everything. You do not have pet added onto the room yet. So, to quote a one, we're going to do a one night, one pet, one adult deal here. So, to quote the guest the correct price, it would be 8205 because you would add $10 onto that quote. With the updates now, after you hit select right here, it's going to take you to the add-on page. And that'll give you the option to add 1 pet, 2 pets, roll away, whatever you guys might have at your hotel that's additional, maybe a crib, something like that. But hit select, that's going to take you to another page that has add-ons. You would select your add-ons there and hit select, and then it's going to take you to this next page, which is going to be the page where you enter the guest details. In order to do a Wyndham Rewards account, as a guest, if they have a Wyndham Rewards account, of course, you would go to Find Guest. It's going to take you into the Find Guest page and search the Wyndham Rewards database. The easiest way to find one of those Wyndham Rewards accounts is going to be by email or the Wyndham Rewards number. Um, Phone numbers can be kind of confusing. If you search a phone number, it's not there. You might copy that phone number first of all when they give it to you, if that's the only way you can search it, and just paste it back in there. If it doesn't highlight, if it doesn't show any accounts, try a plus in front of it and then hit find guest. If that doesn't work, try a one in front of it, hit find guest. If that doesn't work, try a zero. If that doesn't work, then you have to have an email address or Wyndham Rewards number. You can search under first name and last name, but man, you're going to have a whole list of people. But once you find the right guest, the Wyndham Rewards account, just click the highest status. Some of them will have multiples. So if they have a blue account and a gold account or platinum, hit select out there by the platinum, and that's gonna fill in those fields for their address, for the telephone number, for their email address, and you can't change any of that. That has to be changed by Wyndham. So refer that to Wyndham if it's the wrong address. If they don't have a Wyndham Rewards account, you just hit add guest. And in this part, you'll fill in their first name, their last name. If your GM, if they have a Wyndham Rewards account and your GM still wants their correct address and phone number, and some of that's wrong, you'll have to put it in the notes field in order to get that, because you can't edit that if they have a Wyndham Rewards account inside the reservation. Wyndham has to do that. You have to refer them to Wyndham in order to do that. But if they don't have a Wyndham Rewards account, go to add guest, fill in the first name, last name, the phone number, and their address. And then down at the bottom, don't forget to hit save, because if you don't hit save on this, it will just knock everything you just did out. Once you hit save, it should take you back here to the guest details on making your reservation. You're going to want to go down to this into this source right here, and you're going to have to put this is going to have something in it, or it's not going to the book button's not going to be active. So go down to source and hit this little drop down out here, and it's going to and you're going to have to make that property. Just a second here. So just go down to source here. We're going to make that property. Click that, make that property, or PPO or PROP. That just means property. Um, that's going to tell the reservation how you're booking it. Once you get the property in there, that's going to make this little book down here active where you can book the room. Ask the guests what kind of credit card they want to use to hold the room. And if you go ahead and say Visa or MasterCard after you say that, they won't get as confused on that. So just say, what kind of credit card would you like to use to hold the room? Visa, MasterCard. And it's going to save you a little bit of time right there. You want to go after you get there, after you select what type of Visa or MasterCard, you want to go to enter card manually because they're not here. So you can't go to you can't go to send a payment device. Doesn't work. So go to enter card manually. That's going to take you to this screen. Just type your credit card number in right here, and your expiration date in right there. And it's month, year, year. So single digit month has to be like 0126. That would be January of 2026. Hit submit on that, and it's going to save it. And so whenever you hit submit on that, it's going to take you back to it's going to take you back to where you entered in there, where you entered in their credit card in the guest detail page. And at the bottom of this, you're going to hit book. If you have property and you have their credit card information entered in, you're going to have a black book. It's not green anymore, it's black. It's going to be down there at the bottom. Just click on that, and that will take you right. That book is right here, and it's going to be black. Just click on that, and that should take you directly into the reservation that you just made. That's going to put you in the reservation that you just made. And what I do is I just say, okay, we're all set to the guest. And I say, we have you a double queen room reserved for one night, traveling with a pet. And do you have any idea what time you might get here? And if that's for tonight, then I'll make sure that the pet fee is on there. I'll put an ETA, ask them what time they think they might get here. I'll put an ETA, put arriving with the pet in the notes field right here. Any information that might not be correct on their, if they have a Wyndham Rewards account, would go right here too. Offer them a confirmation number. And that's going to be right up here what this green check mark is. And that's still the same on the newer updated system. So that's really all there is to it. Just get just get their information, put it all in there, verify that you got it all right, and note what you did there. With a little practice and these tips and tricks, prayerfully you'll be booking reservations in 2 minutes or less. Yeah, if you found this video helpful, please pound that like button. I want to be doing updates on all these SynXis software operation videos. Since I've been using the system for a couple of years, it was kind of crazy. I made these right at the transition a couple of years ago, and some of them were kind of prehistoric in the way I was doing things. But hit that subscribe button if you're interested in seeing these new updated videos on how to do things quicker and in the correct way. Until next time, as Jesus would say, shalom.